Today on WSRH Extra, how the oldest restaurant in Florida is serving the community with more than just good food.
Also, how a convention is uniting people with a passion for storytelling.
Plus, how a local animal shelter is saving animals from across the country. WSRH Extra starts now. Welcome to this special edition of WSRH Extra. I'm Sienna Collado.
And I'm Lily McAllister. This episode of WSRH Extra is coming to you from Tampa, Florida, a tourism hotspot.
Serving as a host for everything from Super Bowls to this year's Student Television Network National Convention requires a great deal of service.
And that's why the theme of this episode is service. We're covering people with an unreal passion for serving their community. Owning a restaurant is hard. Nationally, the 5-year failure rate is 80%. But a local Cuban staple is defying the odds. By successfully serving up history for over a century, WSRH Extra reporter Kendall Duran takes us to the Columbia restaurant.
The Columbia restaurant isn't just any Cuban restaurant. It's a Florida institution established in 1905. It holds the title of Florida's oldest restaurant, serving up authentic Cuban flavors for over a century.
Great cuisine. We heard about the great atmosphere and how old it really is. I mean, it's been here for, my gosh, for eons almost,
From the moment guests walk in, they're welcomed like family. Every detail is crafted with care to make each visit special.
People that are working here are definitely gracious, and come on in. We're not open yet, but, come on in and just enjoy the atmosphere.
At the Columbia, service has always been more than just a part of the business. It's the heart of it.
The family who owns the Columbia has a philosophy about service that goes beyond just service at the table. If they don't contribute back to the communities where they're located, they consider it a failure.
Although simple, this philosophy has been successful.
We've donated more than $4.4 million.
But it's not about making money for the Columbia. It's purely about the servitude to the customers.
If we serve something that doesn't agree with them or that they don't like, we've wasted more time. They can make more money, but they can't get that time back.
With over 120 years of history, the Columbia isn't just a restaurant. It's a piece of Tampa's story. And through its food, atmosphere, and tradition of service, it continues to bring that story to life. Reporting from Ybor City, for WSRH Extra, I'm Kendall Duran.
With thousands of student journalists and filmmakers from across the world, it takes a lot of volunteers putting in countless hours of work to make an event like the STN convention possible. WSRH Extra reporter Shayla Stillwagon takes us behind the scenes.
While the STN convention is now an international competition, with students traveling from as far away as the United Kingdom to attend, it began on a much smaller scale.
STN was started by all volunteer teachers. Nobody made any money, trust me, running STN. We did it for the love of our students and the love of this subject that we teach.
Dave Davis taught English and journalism at Hillcrest High School in Missouri, but he says starting STN changed his life.
Such a passion for those of us who got it off the ground to do it right, to have our priorities straight. It was about the students, and we really, the service that we put in back then in the early years has paid off.
It certainly has. While the first convention only had a couple hundred students, this year's event is up to 3,400.
It's been a labor of love for me, and I think it is for most of the teachers here. And I was just lucky I got to do it.
Davis may have retired from his career as an educator, but he's still teaching and inspiring others right here at STN. He's part of the reason volunteers keep coming back, some for over a decade.
It just became a vision of like, hey, I'd like something for our kids and not seeing it. So this is an example of one person taking a dream and a vision. And now here we are 25 years later.
To hear stories from him about where this started and then seeing where it is now is incredible.
Meyer says that this year's STN intern team has over 60 volunteers working behind the scenes to make this event go smoothly. Those interns handle everything from contest to registration to giving directions. For WSRH Extra, I'm Shayla Stillwagon reporting.
More than 6 million pets are abandoned and end up in shelters each year. It takes some special people to take care of their needs and hopefully find them a new home. WSRH Extra reporter Brooke Foray digs deeper to see how a local shelter is keeping those tails wagging.
Off of Fairmont and State Road, you'll hear cars, buses, and barks.
It's basically an animal rescue where we involve different projects to help our community learn and be part of our animal rescue efforts.
Most shelters rescue animals from the local area. However, Merciful Project rescued this furry friend here from over 2,000 miles away.
We saw the wildfires. We reached out to a bunch of rescues that were there, seeing what we could do to try and help them out.
This organization is helping serve and relieve California's overpopulating animal shelters.
So Chunky had sat in that rescue since one of the first days of the wildfires. So when his stray hold went up, he actually was able to come to us, and he's learning how to trust humans again, as he was most likely left behind, unfortunately, by his owners.
Over 180 dogs were abandoned by their owners in the California wildfires, which means that over 180 dogs can't trust humans. Merciful Project is helping heal these canine companions' relationships with humans.
It's living creatures that come so sad and mistreated. You just want to give them and provide them all the love that you can. And tell them with our energy and with our heart that they're going to be okay.
Merciful Project is still in contact with the California shelters and looking to claim more dogs. Reporting for WSRH Extra, I'm Brooke Beret.
What once served overseas as a warship in World War II is now serving as a crucial piece of history. One of only 4 fully operational ships from World War II, this exhibit is quite unique. WSRH Extra reporter Lillian Amirian takes us inside the American Victory.
Victory is one of only 3 that remain.
The American Victory ship is a cargo ship, one that played a large role in World War II.
So cargo ships were probably one of the most significant parts of keeping, our army afloat throughout the whole world, because without supplies, an army would die off. And she's so important today to keep us connected to the history of our country and just the world itself.
And not just as a piece of our history, this ship serves our country as its legacy continues to live on.
And she still serves today with our local law enforcement, helping them with training, whether on the water or on board today. So she's still significant, and I hope she continues to serve for so much longer.
Veterans from all times can connect to this ship through one thing: purpose.
Overall, the reason I decided to join the Marine Corps was serve my country and the purpose bigger than myself, and obviously give back to the country that fought so hard to give me the freedoms I've enjoy every day.
This ship is more than just a vessel of war. It's a symbol of service to the community and the nation. Thank you to the people who served on this ship in World War II and to the people who are keeping its memory alive today. For WSRH Extra, I'm Lillian Amirian.
Well, that's it for this special edition of WSRH Extra in Tampa, Florida. I'm Sienna Collado.
And I'm Lily McAllister. Don't forget to follow and send submissions to us at Seminole Ridge TV. See you next time.